107.5 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
Here is Shane Beamer today scouting Carolina's first opponent, Virginia Tech.
But it'll be exciting to play against a team that we have a history with as well, and a good football team. This is a team that, in my opinion, last season was much better than their record. If you go back and look at last season, they had 2 3-point losses and a 4-point loss. And I think everybody was watching the Miami game, which I think was one of our off weekends, when they had a really, really controversial finish to that game that easily could have been a win. Had a 3-touchdown lead against Syracuse, and they weren't able to hang on that one. So 2 7-point losses, I believe, a 4-point loss, and 2 3-point losses. And they're on the other side of those. They're a play or two away from being a 9-3 team. And this is a top 15 matchup because of the players they have coming back as well. They dealt with some injuries last season, very similar to what we were in 2023 with some of the injuries and close losses that we had. They got really good players on all 3 phases. They're very well coached. I don't think enough people are talking about Kyron Drones, the quarterback. He's a heck of a talent, and he can make all the throws. He reminds me a lot of Lenoris in his ability to run the ball. He's a quarterback that's able to run the ball, but he's not shying away from contact. I mean, he has a play against Old Dominion last year where he breaks it off for 60, and he's trying to run over people, and defenders are just bouncing off of him. So he makes our offense go, and will be a big challenge for us on Sunday. And then, like I said, well coached, got a ton of respect for Brent Pry. I think the world of him. He was a graduate assistant coach when I was a player at Virginia Tech, and he gets Virginia Tech. And it's real and genuine with him, his love of Virginia Tech, his appreciation for my dad, the kind of person he is. And certainly he's doing a great job with that program, and somebody that I got a lot of respect for. And we're looking forward to competing on Sunday.
How much, if at all, do you believe last year's opener figures into anybody's head relative to, say, the Missouri game or the A&M game or the Clemson game, or even to some extent the Illinois game? Because you did, as you mentioned yesterday, you had a chance to win that game. You didn't make the play, but you had a chance to win that game. Relative to the opener and the nerves and all of that from last year, openers do have a way of being different.
And thinking about the history of Shane's openers, even since I've been here, that Georgia State game was a bit of a tussle for a bit. Yeah. The North Carolina, Old Dominion, so
remember the North Carolina game? And you didn't make that fake, and you had.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know, man. And that was a game. Remember, Carolina moved the ball into North Carolina territory. I lost track, I think 72 times, but every time they had any momentum, Rattler got sacked. Yeah. And I don't think that Virginia Tech team on paper is as good as that North Carolina team. But again, there seems to be
this Carolina team is definitely more talented.
That's what I was going to say to you. Team. This is the most talented South Carolina team in my 4 years here. So I get the idea. Well, this team seems to scuffle out the gate under Shane in week 1, but this South Carolina team is his most talented. So I guess I'll throw it at you. I'll say this. I think the only way South Carolina loses is if South Carolina beats South Carolina.
Here is Shane Beamer from earlier today discussing the running back depth and how things are now different with Rasul being cleared.
Yeah, it was awesome. You're optimistic, but until you hear, you don't know. And this week it was getting to be crunch time, obviously, because it's game week and you need an answer one way or another because you're getting ready for a game literally during that week. I was really proud of Sewell, how he handled this whole situation, and it never, if it affected him, he never showed it. He was the same guy each and every day and just went out there and worked and got better. That was a awesome phone call to make. Abby called me and told me that we got word that he was cleared and that I could let Sewell know. and it was, what day was that, Monday, and he was at home already in the afternoon, so I FaceTimed him and told him, and that was a pretty cool moment that I won't forget, just seeing the joy in his face, and all he kept saying was just thank you, thank you, thank you, because he's so appreciative for the opportunity. He came and saw me yesterday just to thank me again as well, which is awesome. So that was a really special moment and a lot of emotions. And then certainly it makes a room that was already good, in my opinion, even better. And I told you guys, I believe last week that, or I know I've said it publicly, that whether Sewell was eligible or not, we were going to play multiple running backs. And now that he's eligible, he's going to play. And then there'll be other guys in that room that will also play. So it makes a room that I was really excited about already. It makes that room even better and gets me even more excited to just add to the depth and the personnel in that running back room.